What's up, family? I'm making this video to remind you to let the help help. Okay? Pride is a sin for a reason because it holds you back. All right? You have to be open to others giving you assistance. No one has got here or been successful or achieved anything by themselves. You can't even be alive by yourself. Your mom and your dad had to come together. It takes two people just to make one. So, from the beginning of, your life, you needed people. So, don't be afraid to ask for help. All right? Don't let your pride get in the way of you progression. Especially if you have any addictions, drugs, alcohol, gambling, sex, the list goes on and on. Do not be afraid to ask for help. Let the help help. God sends angels through people to assist you. I remember a story. My people's sister. I'm not going to get into that because I don't want to get too, descriptive. But long story short, she had a young baby and she was homeless. And this stranger, this lady, she tells this story all the time. This lady came and she invited her in her home, and she took care of the baby while she would go out during the day, looking for work and hustling and bustling to take care of herself and her baby. But this lady was a complete stranger. She didn't have to help her. You know, she could have minded her business like most people probably did to her while she was homeless. But God worked through her to help this young lady out. And now she's doing fine. Her daughter is healthy, fine, and everything is great. But think about what that did for that girl and how that changed that girl's life and how it's going to change her daughter's life because she's going to hear that story one day. And that story of a perfect stranger helping you, shows you and gives you faith in this world. I'm a recovering alcoholic. I go to AA and everything like that, and I don't know where I would be without my AA brothers and sisters. And it's still hard for me to ask for help. I ain't gonna lie, but I've gotten a lot better with it, with accepting and receiving. You have to. There's a law of receiving. There's a law of giving, and there's a law of receiving. So if you could be a giver all day, and a lot of people are, but they don't receive much because they haven't embraced the receiving. They let their pride get in the way. Yeah, it's okay for you to give, but it's not okay for you to receive. And it is okay to receive. People misconstrue receiving with taking. No, you're not taking something from somebody. You're receiving it, somebody's giving it to you. Okay? The wide receiver doesn't take the ball from the quarterback. He's called a receiver because he receives the ball from the quarterback. You don't take a blessing from God. You receive a blessing from God. So be open to receiving. Be open to the law of receiving. Be receptive. Understand that you are worth it. You deserve to receive. No matter what you've been through, no matter what hardships, God can change that like that. That's what God does. So just be open to receiving. Let the help help. Let people in. And sometimes it'd be a stranger. Sometimes strangers help you more than your family and friends. But family and friends are there for a reason too. They help a lot too. So let people help. And as you're getting help, be helpful. You're not a liability because somebody's helping you, but you are a liability if you're not being helpful back. And if you're not being an asset. See, people like helping people that are helping themselves. God helps people who helps themselves. Get started, and then God will do the rest. But definitely don't cut people off and shun people and hold yourself back from blessings because you're letting your pride get in the way and you're saying, I don't need nobody, I don't need. I've been there. I'm still there sometimes. Like, fuck everybody. But it ain't good. It ain't, not fuck everybody. There's certain people. But not like that. But you know what I mean. You know what I mean? You got to know when to hold them. You got to know when to fold them. So some people, you fold them, and some people, you hold them. But don't block opportunities and blessings because you're not open to receiving something, or you don't think you're worth it, or you don't think you deserve it. You know, everybody needs help. Everybody needs everybody. That's why it's billions and billions and billions of people on this earth. Look at nature. Everybody, nature, the animals eat the plants, and then they die, and then they feed the soil for the plants. It's the circle of life. We all need each other. So be open to receiving. Of course, be open to giving. But when it's time for you to get yours, and it's time for somebody to help you, take it. And if you need somebody to help you, reach out. You'll be surprised, man. There's been plenty of times where I didn't want to reach out to somebody, and I ended up reaching out to them, and it changed everything. It made me feel better. It gave me a better perspective. It gave me better advice, and vice versa. People reaching out to me. Or when I make these videos or something, and somebody says something to me like, hey, man, I need to see that. I need to hear. I'm like, whoa, you know what I mean? So just be open to receiving because you do deserve it and you are worthy. And do not be afraid to ask for help. Okay? Because the help that you get from somebody else will help you one day help somebody else. Because that person helped you get better. Now that you're better, you can help somebody else get better. And it keeps going, it's going. It's called paying it forward. Paying it forward. But you can't pay it forward if you ain't get paid. You got to get paid to pay it forward. So don't close off getting paid. You deserve to get paid too. That's God's grace and mercy because God loves you. One love.